Hello YouTube. It has been, I don't know how long it's been, months since I showed you guys anything to do with my planning. It's been months since I've done any kind of video actually. Maybe this is something I can get back into this summer, I don't know, we'll see. If you're here to look at my feet, there you go, you can see my feet with their very sexy sandal suntan and peeling polish. So yeah, I apologise that my legs are in the frame, but you know, I don't have the kind of setup I used to have. I used to have a desk with a proper camera and all this lot. This is very jury rigged. I apologise for the state of this, but my grandson likes to put food in his mouth and then his mouth on my footstool, so you know. But anyway, the reason for this video, I've just had my nails done. And I was talking to my nail tech Sophie about how I plan and what that entails for me. And I thought I would show her because I didn't actually have anything with me. So, you know, I thought I would show her. So I'm going to start off with the digital planner. Again, you're on a footstool. I've got a little TV table here. I don't have an office anymore. I don't have half the stuff that I used to have. I literally have my mobile phone and a laptop. And that's it. I don't have the dual cameras. That's why you can't see my face up in the corner. I literally don't have any of this anymore. So yeah, I apologise that it is nowhere near as good as it used to be, but there we go. So this is my iPad. It's a mini. I prefer a mini. The big one just hurts my hands to hold. I use my iPad pen, and this is my iPad. I use Noteful is the app that I plan with. So we're just going to go to the very first page. So this is the cover of my planner. Okay, 2026. That was a sticker that I got. I can't even tell you where I get half this stuff because I just can't remember. Okay, if you want me to hunt it out, I can at some point. This is Lighthouse at the Needles on the Isle of Wight where I live. I found that picture online and I thought, you know what, I love it, so I downloaded it. This is my blank page template. Okay, everything in my planner is linkable, so if you press any of these tabs, it will take you to the month that denotes, or it will take you to whatever it says on the tab. That is the same for every single page in my journal. This is my template. So if I want to add a page in my journal, I can copy this page and then paste it to wherever I want, and all these tabs will still work. Okay, that's why this is here. It's at the front of the book because it's easy to find. Next is my mini calendar. Everything on here again is linkable. Okay, these tabs at the top are linkable. The weekdays in pink down the side here, these are all linkable. I'll just bring it up so you can see it a little bit better. So if I press and hold 1, I will go to week 1. Okay, and then I press and hold cow to get back to my calendar. Okay, same goes for all of these numbers. Every single number you press and hold that, it will take you to that day of the week. Okay, and then you just press cow to get back to the mini calendar. This is all linkable. You want to see the monthly page? Just press January. Okay, so that is basically everything on here is linkable. Okay, this 2027, that is also linkable. I will show you that at the end. So then I've got my key. I color code everything. All right, because I keep appointments for my entire family. So if I color code it, that means I don't have to write their names. So if I've got an appointment for one of my pets or something to do with one of my pets, I just write it in this color. If my daughter has an appointment, I write it in that color. If my grandsons have appointments, it's one of these colors. Everybody in my life has their own color, and they've had these colors their whole lives. Okay, they might not agree with these colors, but these are the colors that I identify them with in my planners and my journals. Okay, I don't need to look at this, but this is just in case anybody else looks and they're like, well, what the hell is that color? They can come back here and have a look. That is found by tapping key here at the bottom. Next, this is, I don't actually use this that often because I have my templates pages a little bit later on. This is ideal as an at a glance kind of thing. These are things that happen throughout the week on a regular basis. Okay, Then I have my day templates. Okay, so this is something every Monday, these things tend to happen. Okay, they usually happen. And I have one for every day of the week. And what I do is I will highlight all of that. I use the loop tool and I literally just draw around it all, make sure everything is inside the circle. Then I click copy and I can transfer that onto any given Saturday that I want, because it's plain and it's waiting. Okay, so that's that. Then we have the gift page. This is just ideas for me. If somebody goes, oh, you know, I quite fancy that, I will write down here, oh, you know, they wanted whatever, and I will just make a note of it. My cycle tracker. I am perimenopausal and my cycle's all over the fucking place. Now, although I do track it on my phone using the Clue app, I am visual. I like to be able to see it. This means more to me than it does on the Clue app. I can view that a bit better. Then my finance tracker. Again, although this tends to be written on every monthly page, it's here so that I can go, oh, hang on, what date does my water bill come out? It comes out the 20th. I can see it quicker there. This is my template section. So I keep trackers for various things. This is my habit tracker. And all I do then, the grid itself is not, it's not transferable. The dates here and the writing here is. So I can just copy that and transfer that onto each monthly's habit tracker. Same for the chore charts. Just about everything except chores weekly and monthly is copyable to go into each month. Then I have a set of 5 empty note pages so that I can create notes or whatever. This is a sort of drawing of photo paper, because I use a Canon selfie which prints 6x4, and I like smaller photos than that in my journal, so I tend to do a montage, is that the right word? Whatever it is, several photos onto one paper, and I just make a note of what I'm doing and what size they are so that I know when I have a full page to do up. Again, some more blank pages. I tend to use one of these every year for if I want notes on what I'm going to improve in my planner next year. I do a Christmas one as well, so on and so forth. Right, so here we are. We're in January. Now, when I start, my planner tends to look quite empty. Hang on, I can show you that. So when I start, this is what I've got. It's an empty page, okay? Everything on here is linkable. The weeks down here, they will take you to the weekly page, which is also, as you can see, empty. And then each day will also take you to a page. Now, I go through at the beginning of the year, I fill in the date and the week number, and I do that on every single page throughout the entire diary. Okay, let me turn that layer back on so that we can see everything. So I usually start off with some kind of little decoration to say, you know, what month we are in. I fill in my finances, which is the magenta. I fill in any appointments that I've got upcoming. The monthly page is my first port of call. Okay, I start there. Then as I am going through this first week, for example, I get to the weekend and I start planning for the following week. I copy everything from the monthly over onto the weekly, and then they get followed over onto the daily pages. The weekly is more of an at a glance than the dailies are. It's the monthly and the dailies that I use the most. As you can see, everything is color coded. My daughter had a dermatology appointment. I had a nail appointment. I went to look at a car, and the days of the week are also color coded. Now, if I press, so that is that color. So if I want to go to that day, I've also color coded this. So while everybody in my life has a color, so does each day of the week. And the way it ends up working out is you end up with a very pretty habit tracker at the end of it all, provided you've done all your habits. So I quite like the way that looks, and it changes every month depending on where I am. Chores tracker, not so great in January. So how do I plan? Okay, let's go to today. And obviously I have to go back a day because I haven't finished filling out yesterday. So I did work out yesterday. It was disgusting in the heat. I tick off what I did. I do a line on what didn't happen. I highlight anything that might have happened here. I had a little bit of pain by the time I went to bed, so I mark that in like that. Now I can't check because the information I want is on my phone, but I would normally fill that in as well. Once that page is done, I then change the colour of the pen. And then I move it so that my habit tracker and my chores tracker are always to the left of the page that I'm currently on. Okay, now I obviously need to finish filling that in. So yesterday, I didn't take any meds. I washed my hair. I did not post on Instagram. I did not eat any chips. I did my PM teeth and my night face cream. Yesterday, Darryl did his AM teeth. He tidied the lounge and his PM teeth. I cleaned the loo. I made the beds. I did the worktops. I swept the floor, emptied the kettle, replaced the loo roll, and I emptied the bins. So now I change that to today's colour. Okay, so we are now on to today. So far I have done my AM teeth and my day face cream. I know you probably can't see this colour because it's quite light. I can see it, so let me bring it up so you can see it. Focus. It's very, very light, this colour. I should have chosen a darker colour to do it in. I have not posted on Instagram. Darryl's done his AM teeth and I made the beds this morning. Okay, so that's kind of all I've done. I've been having my nails done this morning. So I haven't done anything here. So now we go into today. I start off by going back to the weekly and I change the colour of the day to today's colour. And then I go back to the daily and I change the colour in there. That is really light, isn't it? Every time I do this, it's a light fucking colour. There you go. Right, so that is now all into today's colours. I highlight the day because it's a Tuesday. How was my sleep last night? It was pretty good. And then I put, you know, how I feel so far. I feel pretty good. I feel pretty happy. So far I have woken up. We have dropped off everybody at school. I've got Dolly today and I've had my nails done. I've just seen Victor. I do not pick Victor up. And that's it. That's today. That's as far as I've got. As I go through the day, I will tick off other things. I've got some chores to do. Today, I need to clean the bathroom, clean the utilities, clean out my microwave, put the bins out, and I might clean a window. I don't know. I need to do the stairs from yesterday because I didn't do it yesterday. But that's pretty much how my journal works. Now, for the 2027, what will happen is I will get to the end of December, finish out the week, and then we've got 2027. Yes, I have another mini calendar. This is not all clickable. Okay, these do not. There is no weeklies, there's no dailies. There is just monthlies. Okay, this allows me to plan ahead, especially towards the end of the year. So like you go to an appointment that, oh yeah, you know, we want to see you in 6 months. Can you come back in March? And you're like, I don't know. So at least then I have this and I can view it. Now I have managed to colour code. Each month is lit around its name on the tabs across the top. Yeah. Now, if I'm in June and I think, well, hang on, doesn't something usually happen every year on, you know, oh, let's just say for the shits and giggles, the 20th of June, and I want to check this year. If I press in this little square up here, it will take me to this year. Okay. and I can see on the 20th of June, well, actually, it's my birthday. I turned 51. Okay, I cannot get back to the following year. I should have really made that square that would take me forward. So I would have to go to my calendar tab down here, 2027 up here, and then whatever month I choose there. It's a bit of a long-winded way about it, but I didn't figure I would need to go backwards and forwards that much. So I've left it like that. Yeah, so that's basically how my journal works. This is my Apple Watch monthly challenge that I put in every month. I decorate the weeklies every week, and it just ends up looking colourful, and I like it. It's it's pretty. So that's how that works. That is my digital everyday planning, and I try to plan in this every single day because it just keeps my life on track. It helps me run my life without forgetting what I'm doing and who I'm doing it with. Then I have my journal. Okay, now normally I use my Poppins. Poppins is away in a drawer somewhere or a cupboard. I'm not quite sure which drawer or cupboard, but Poppins is in a cupboard, and she got put away for this year because I decided to use a Hobonichi this year, and I saw this cover and I fell in love with it. So I feel awful because I've betrayed my Poppins and I'm not using it. And I was telling Sophie about it today, and I felt really, really bad that I'm not actually using it. So I've already dug her out. She might be in this cupboard, actually. Yes, there she is. Because I already have my journal for next year. Okay. This is a journal by Philo Planner on Instagram, and it's a chunky journal. It will last me like a couple of years, and I've written myself a little note. Remember how excited you were to get that journal 11 long months ago? Now you get to be excited all over again. Love from yourself. I actually managed to get this in a D-stash. Somebody had bought it, and I really, really wanted it, and I got it for quite a good bargain. So although it doesn't look very thick, this is very, very fine paper. It's called Tomoe River paper, and it is super, super, super thin. I can show you in here. It is like the thinnest paper ever. You can see the print from the next page on it. It's so, so fine. And yeah, it's lovely. I love it. I've been using Tomoe River paper for several years now, and to buy this from the original maker of it and have it sent to me would have probably cost me almost twice as much as what I paid for it secondhand here in the UK. Somebody had purchased it and then changed her mind and sold it in January, and I was like, that's my planner for next year. So I am super, 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 super excited that I have it, and it's going to sit in the cupboard until December, and when it comes out it will go in Poppins. This is Poppins. I have had this for 8 years. The pattern is based on a mug that I had that came from Disney of Mary Poppins, and I sent the lady who made this lots of photos and video footage of the mug and said, could you recreate this on a notebook cover for me? And she did, and this is what I've got, and it's great. It's starting to get a little bit tatty, but you know what, it's 8 years old. So look, it's still got all my stuff in it because I knew I wouldn't be out of Poppins forever. So yeah, it will go in there, and it will live in there for next year, and it will fit because it's A5. It was designed to hold an A5 notebook, so it will fit in there and it will be amazing. But anyway, that's next year. We're getting ahead of ourselves. So this year I am in what is called a Hobonichi. Hobonichi is Japanese. I ordered this from the journal shop, I believe. Yeah. So these are my Sprocket templates. A Sprocket is a little photo printer. I no longer use a Sprocket. I now use a Selfie. But the Selfie, like I said, prints off, which is roughly about half the size of an A5 page, 6x4, That's too big. So what I do when I want to place a photograph on a page, say here for example, I decide what size I want it. Do I want it 3x2 or do I want it half that size? I put it on the page, I draw around it, I lightly write in pencil what the picture is of. I favourite it on my phone so it sits in my favourites folder. And then when I have enough photos, I print them all up and I put them in here. This is my little number template. I saw this online ages ago. It was in the States and I was a bit pissed off because the seller wanted as much, well, more to send it to me than the item was actually worth. It's just thin plastic. And I think April or Mary might have purchased this for me and sent it to me. I may be wrong on who sent it to me, but somebody in the States sent it to me. And I use this every single day and have done for years. I love it. I'm not religious, but I always loved the footprints from the Bible. And I just love it. So it's got the Serenity Prayer on the back. And it just sits in there. It's, I don't know, it's something I've always liked. A few little other odds and sods. I've got a story that Daryl wrote in there. I don't know why that's in there. Maybe because I've got nowhere else to put it. This here is a little magnet from the Coffee Monsters company. It literally just sits on the page like that. And it's there so that when I am deep in my book and I need to get to my little number template, I can flip it without damaging the page. I have tabs up here, yearly, monthly, weekly, and then the monthly individual tabs. The reason I'm not continuing with Hobonichi next year, it's a great book. I love it, don't get me wrong. I've really enjoyed using it. I'm not using it to its full potential. Okay, I had plans on what I was going to do. I never came up with what I was going to do here. I wanted to, on the monthly ones, I wanted to do a photo a day because I saw somebody on Instagram do this and I thought it was a great idea. Do you know how hard it is to take a photo every single day for your planner? I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't, I didn't even make it a whole month. So yeah, I kind of gave up with that pretty quick, which I'm a bit bummed about because I have these gorgeous little stickers up in the corner, again from the Coffee Monster Co. And then they just sat there empty and didn't get used. I also started out doing weeklies. Again, this came from the Coffee Monster Co. idea and I really enjoyed it. And I got quite into it for a little while. And then it just kind of got a bit samey, really, because my life basically consists around going to the gym and cleaning my house. And I got bored with it. So I kind of stopped. Yeah, there you go. Beginning of June. I haven't done it. What's that? It's 2-3 weeks ago now. Went to a tattoo convention. That was the last time I did it. I used to even put the weather in there. Now that's all on the daily pages. So this is all I don't need this. This is all wasted, which is why I decided not to get Hobonichi and to get a plain book. So the book I've got is exactly the same as a Hobonichi in its grid size, but it doesn't have anything else. It is literally just gridded paper in a book, and lots of it. I think it's 1,000 pages or something. There's no date, so I can add it all as I go because I'm used to doing that anyway. So I try to every day. Funnily enough, I haven't actually put a 1 there for, I've done it every other day, but I've just noticed there's not a 1. How bizarre. So we're going to miss that first day. So I start out, I started out doing this as well, putting a bit of washi along the bottom because it looked pretty and I liked it. First thing I did was I weighed my planner. Okay, this was the planner without any stickers, without any writing, without the tabs stuck on, and without the cover. Okay, I try to do this every month just out of interest to see how much weight my planner would gain. And it started out at 445 grams. Its current weight is, I mean, I try to do it at the beginning of the month. It doesn't always happen. Sometimes it might take me a few days. Its current weight is 815 grams. So it's not doing too bad at all. So yeah, it's doing very well actually. It's gained quite a bit of weight. There is usually the date is on here somewhere, and there'll be a tarot. Then underneath that there'll be journal prompts, you know. Some of them I find from the Coffee Monsters Co. Some of them I find elsewhere. I stick a sticker because, you know, why not? I have all these stickers, I might as well make it look pretty. And then I just write, you know. Sometimes I add things in like this. I purchased, apparently I purchased a curtain. Oh no, that was a throw. I purchased a throw. I got a new car. Love that car. I bought a cover for my Apple Pencil, which I don't no longer use. There was a car accident outside, I took a photo of it. Cake covering, you know. I tried to put a lot of colour in here. As you can see, I use a different pen every week. I have a whole selection of fountain pens that I use, and each one is filled with different colour ink, and I swap each day as to what what pen I'm using. So my planner was 1 pound 8.5 ounces. I didn't realise, I forgot that I'd measured in grams before. Daryl got a postcard at school. These are well done postcards, so if your child does well, they get a postcard. Sometimes I'll try something new and put the wrapper in here. My daughter bought me a Kobo as a very, very early birthday present. It's sort of become a birthday, Mother's Day, everything all in one present, which is kind of cool. Oh, I bought some wrapping paper and I loved it, so I stuck some in my journal. I started to record when I finished and started new books. I stopped doing that, so that's something else I want to get back into. I got foreign chocolate. I can't remember why I got foreign chocolate, but I got foreign chocolate and I tried it and it was really nice. I did 45 squats. I couldn't walk for 3 days, but I did 45 squats. New nails. So I start off with things and then I don't necessarily keep them. Happy birthday, that's my daughter's birthday. That's her enjoying cream tea. So I don't necessarily, you know, continue on with something that I start doing, and I might well pick it up again, I don't know. But it was Friday the 13th, and where I live on Friday the 13th, all the tattoo studios do tattoo flash day, and they'll do little flash thing, you know, flash drawing, and you can go in and say, like, pay 20 quid for one. So I got a little voodoo doll. I also got a ghost behind my ear, and I got this for my dog that passed away a year or so ago. So I had a really great day. I came home with 3 tattoos, and it's kind of lit the bug in me then, because since then I had that done at the tattoo convention a few weeks ago, and I had this done last week, and I want another one. I bought a new laundry basket. I love this laundry basket because it's got daisies on it. So my son bought me flowers for Mother's Day. Went to Lady Scarlett's again. Sometimes I write sideways just to make things a little bit different. My grandson fell asleep on me, which doesn't happen very often because he argues with me a lot because I don't part with him. I love this washi. It's so pretty. Sometimes I just write and I don't put anything else. My grandson got new glasses. That was a day at the grandchildren's house. Grandson had a haircut. You know, so I try to journal every single day, and I have done for the most part up until June, and my mother went into hospital. Daryl got a new bike. I haven't put that photo in yet. That's the only photo I haven't done. It was WrestleMania that weekend. Yeah, my mum was in hospital and I was visiting her every day, and I was just so fucking exhausted. I didn't journal. My son and his partner moved into a new flat. The following day was my eldest grandson's birthday. Can't believe I don't have any photos of that, actually. We went to Marwell, and that is my son and my grandkids standing by a giraffe scale, you know. I ordered a new bonnet to contain my dreadies while I sleep. I cut my extensions out. I bought all these sarcastic stickers from Temu. They're great. That's my grandson and I outside the school. Weighed my planner, 780 grams in May. Yeah, so my mum was in hospital, and I was just so tired from visiting her that I actually went a few days without planning at some point. There we go. This is it. I just didn't plan. Why is that stuck together? It was ready for me to plan, and I just went several days without planning because literally all I was doing was going backwards and forwards to the hospital. Yeah, so what do? You just leave it. You just leave it and you move on. My grandson and I made a bug hotel at school, and he brought it home and showed his little brother. This is a bruise my mum got on her hand while in hospital that nobody ever seemed fucking worried about. My grandson got a well done postcard. This was from my mother-in-law's funeral. She passed away this year. And then I started to get a little bit more, you know, I wanted a little bit more colouring. So I tried to do some fun writing. I got sunburned. Fun writing in when I can. That's me out with the grandkids one afternoon. There's a country park near us, and it's one of those places where they've got rides and loads of things. And they now, instead of stamping your hand, they now gave out these paper bracelets, and it's the first time they've done it, and we went on this day, so I stuck that in here. The following day we went to a car show, a hot rods kind of car show, and this was the bracelet they gave me. And I'm a Supernatural fan, and when I saw that I squealed when I saw that, because I was just like, look. And then we saw Bumblebee, so my son and my two grandchildren had their photo taken with it as well. That was good fun. And yeah, I mean, we're almost caught up, I think. So this is basically how I plan. My first tattoo con, again, got paper bracelet, planner weight 815. Now, as you can see, there's some gaps. That's because I haven't gotten around to printing the photos up yet. So this is a little pocket I added in. Daryl got hit in the face with a cricket bat this day, and he's had a laceration on his eyebrow. This was the concussion self-care form, and on the way home he blagged me for some Lego, so I bought him a Lego. So that was that. So what I would do is I print up these photos and I just stick them in here in the spaces that I've, you know, made it set aside. As you can see, I've started doing the weather in here as well. Again, it's all color coded, changes color every single day. And now I am up to, this is yesterday, so I need to finish filling out yesterday, and then I will get a start on today. What I've started to do is I've started to do the date for a week in advance. So I'll try and do it on a weekend to take me up to the Sunday, and then on Sunday I will try and do next week's. Okay, I have a little sticker in here saying weigh me. That's to remind me to weigh my planner. It also nudges me into printing up my photos, otherwise I will leave them because that's work and I just can't be bothered. And what I end up doing is at the end of the month I end up printing up a month's worth of photographs. Otherwise it gets to the point where it's months and months and months and I get a bit overwhelmed and then I don't do it. So I will stick with this until the end, this planner. But the book for next year is pretty much just going to look like this, plain grid, which means I can use my little number template here And I mean, I've got loads of these as well. This, I think, from Journal with Dolly. I might be wrong. But I've got numbers for, you know, every number. So I may use these instead. I haven't yet decided. I quite like using my little template, I must admit. So my pages will be plain to start off with. But I like the idea of the Hobonichi, and I think this is what you start off with. You start off with the date. There's a schedule down one side. There's a checklist at the top, and then you've got your main page. I like the idea of it, but I'm not structured enough to warrant it. And it feels like there's a lot of wastage for me. There's all these pages in the back that I haven't done anything with. I did a Hobonichi unboxing video, I think. Did I? I think I did. I might have done. If not, look them up. You know, there's Hobonichi videos all over the fucking place. And it's just, it's wasted. It's wasted on me. So I will finish up in here, but then I will gladly move back into a plain notebook. The cover will stay with the Hobonichi because I bought it for the Hobonichi. It's got my little pencil board in the back. I don't use that, but you know. So yeah, that is my planning system. That is how I plan, how I do each day. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to get back into doing planner videos because I literally do not have enough room. My desk is now a little TV table, which is not much bigger than the footstool this is leaning on, and it has stuff on it, and to be quite honest, I'm too fucking lazy to clear it off every day, so I probably won't go back into planning videos until I have a little bit more room. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. I hope you enjoyed this. If you are new here, welcome. I would like to get back into videos at some point. I just don't know when that's going to happen. So, you know, chuck me a follow and you'll get notified if I don't. If you've been here before and you're like, holy shit, where have you been? Hey, life happened, you know. My mum now lives with me and requires care. I started at the gym in September, and you know, my time is sort of pretty much taken up. I don't have a lot of time to devote to this anymore. Although I do it, I don't have time for everything that happens behind the scenes when I record it. So, you know, but maybe I can get back into vlogging. We'll see. I hope you're all good. I've missed you all. Take good care of yourselves and we'll speak soon.